Welcome back to Hail Yes. Tony Garcia, Michigan football writer, joined by Reiner Sabin, our Big Ten insider, for Senior Day, the home finale here at Michigan Stadium, where they thumped Northwestern 50-6. They hadn't scored more than 30 points in the game all year. Reiner, they scored 50. Hadn't held an FBS team below 17. They hold them to 6. Between the offense, the defense, and Dominic Zapata banging home 56-yard field goals, it was everything you wanted to see if you're Michigan.
Yeah, it was a strong performance across the board. I mean, Sharon Moore said afterwards it was probably the most complete performance. I don't think anybody could argue with that. You also have to consider the opponent. Northwestern's pretty dreadful. They couldn't really do much on offense. And the defense basically collapsed in the second half, especially the run defense. So, yeah, I mean, it's a nice win. It's definitely what Michigan needed heading into the Ohio State game because, I mean, any other result pretty much would have left them with no confidence whatsoever going into that game against a team that just beat Indiana by 23 points, and Indiana, of course, just beat Michigan, 20-15 in Bloomington. So again, very good result in that sense, and really capped a great week for Michigan.
And yeah, I'm about to write about it. I mean, you talk about it. If momentum is a thing, for some reason, some people don't believe in that. I do. I subscribe to that theory. Michigan has it going into this game, right? I mean, their final 7 possessions, all scoring, 6 touchdowns, 1 field goal. You got Kalel Mullings, 12 carries, 92 yards, 3 scores, career high. He looked more like the Kalel from early on. I mean, even Donovan Edwards, back-to-back 24, then a 20-yard run for a touchdown. He finished with, I think, something like 75 yards, maybe 65 yards. And then, I mean, all the way to Tommy Dunlap, right? I mean, you got Jordan Marshall getting run. It was just, and when all these different people are having success running, Reiner, that obviously means that there's holes, right? It's not just one guy making plays. I mean, there are holes, there are seams. This offensive line was getting pushed, real push, finally. And then Davis Warren, he threw the ball 35 times, only 195 yards, but 26 of 35. That's a high completion percentage. Yes, the 1 turnover, but just taking what they give him. A lot of dump downs, but it kept them in third manageables. That's why they convert 11 of 16, have a couple 4th down conversions, and that's how you get to 50.
Yeah, I mean, again, a good performance by the offense. I mean, what Michigan fans have kind of been hoping for all season to kind of see. They delivered. Again, I don't know how much this game itself, based on the opponent.
Well, Northwestern's a good defense, right?
I mean, I guess they're decent. I mean, surely against Michigan's offense, any team might have a chance to stop them. So in that sense, it was nice to see them have that breakthrough for Michigan. It's just I don't know if you can extrapolate too much for this game and apply it to the Ohio State game because again, a much different level of talent across the board. I mean, they put together a super team in the offseason with a bunch of the transfers that they added, and as you can see, that they were able to get after Curtis Rourke too in that Indiana game. So it's like. How much is this going to be able to translate over into Columbus? We don't know yet, but again, Michigan has the psychological edge in that series now. Ohio State, if they somehow mess up in their early going, which they have a tendency to do, they get off to slow starts. I mean, that'll kind of feed into the whole psychological component of this game, and so. That's going to be interesting to watch.
Yeah, they were down 10-0 at Penn State. They were down 7-0 to Indiana today, right? Like you're alluding to. So certainly something to talk to. And if Michigan plays like this on defense, yes, it's a very different offense. Ohio State and Northwestern. I mean, those are just worlds apart. But they were getting after it. Josiah Stewart got a game ball, a couple sacks on Senior Day. Kenneth Grant, TJ Guy, Ernest Hausman all getting in on it. I mean, 6 sacks, 60-some yards lost, a safety. That was kind of Northwestern's doing, but a couple picks. A young guy, Mason Curtis, Amir Hall, a transfer who's stepping up. This is what a team looks like at the end of the season, right, as opposed to the beginning of the season. You are allowed to improve, right? There's no rule against people getting better in practice, and it's not been the year anybody won in Ann Arbor. Michigan's playing better. This is a much better team than a month or 2 ago, and going into Ohio State, I was ready to write it off a few weeks ago, and now I don't know that that's.
I'm not necessarily say that. They showed some improvement in this game. Again, let's see them put it together game after game, and that's the question. I mean, like they haven't been able to do that. They're taking step forward. Sometimes they take step forwards in games and then take step back. During the game too. So I mean, it's been a work in progress for them. And again, the one benefit from this game really was getting to play some of the younger guys. I mean, Micah Capana, Jordan Marshall, and even Jaden Davis got a snap there at the end. I mean, and guys that you hadn't seen pretty much all year actually playing, and that was the benefit from last year when they were blowing out teams. They were playing a lot of young reserves, and that ends up helping. I mean, they say the best way to get better at football is to play football. So, so in that case, I mean, this was a good game for that. So I think that this game is much more about the future than really even in the context of the next 7 days. I don't know about what we can really take away from this just because the opponent was so markedly different than Ohio State.
No, that's fair, but I don't know that you have to have one without the other. But certainly, the element of the future, the young guys. I mean, even Ben Hall. It looked like he left hurt. Not sure what happened. And then guys on defense. I mean, they were really rotating. They made a concerted effort to get some new faces in the game, and that will pay dividends down the road, which we will talk about down the road. That's it for this video, though. For Reiner, I'm Tony. Stay tuned to Freak.com for all the coverage. We will talk to you soon about a pretty good recruit and the game next week at Ohio State. Thanks. This is Alias.